welcome to the Monday Morning Wrap here on Sports Tree Ltd. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree, and we're going to get right into this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap with our weekend wrap-up, followed by our Stump and Bump of the Week. We'll serve up our sporting menu of the week and then give you our MKF Play of the Day and our trivia question for this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap to get in to win a pair of NHL tickets. Without further ado, we're going to get into our weekend wrap-up, and it all started with a bracket challenge update from Friday night with Bellator MMA. Vadim Nemkov retained his championship by beating Phil Davis via unanimous decision to advance in the Bellator Light Heavyweight Grand Prix. Corey Anderson also advanced in the bracket, defeating Yagashimuradov via beautiful ground and pound dominance. Look for them to be back in action in July in the second round of the Bellator MMA Grand Prix. In the UFC, former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker picked apart Kelvin Gastelum en route to calling out Israel Adesanya for a championship rematch. In the PGA at the RBC Heritage, our sleeper pick Corey Connors placed yet again. Matthew Fitzpatrick also cracked the top five, and Stuart Sink won the RBC Heritage for the third time in his career and the first time since 2004. On the F1 circuit, Max Verstappen won the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix on Sunday. Lewis Hamilton was able to battle back from 9th place up to 2nd place with just 30 laps to go in the race. In doing so, he picked up the bonus point for the fastest lap and retained the Drivers' Championship lead heading into the Portuguese Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. And news from the world of European soccer: a handful of the biggest soccer clubs in Europe announced on Sunday the formation of a Super League. Similar to the North American sporting structure, the league would generate massive earnings for the clubs involved and potentially leave smaller clubs in dire straits. FIFA has threatened all involved in the Super League, but stay tuned to Sports Tree's social media for all news to come. Getting into our Bump and Stump of the Week, our Bump of the Week has to go to Patrick Marleau. He tied Gordie Howe's record on Saturday night for the most games played in NHL history. And tonight, Monday, April 19, 2021, Patrick Marleau plays his 1,748th career game, the most in NHL history. Congratulations, Patrick Marleau. You get our Bump of the Week. Our Stump of the Week has to go to Ben Askren. You lost to Jake Paul in the boxing match. You're a stump. For our sporting appetizer of the week, we're serving up some alley-oops with some NBA basketball. And you have to tune into our sports blog and look at our second edition of our Swish Sunday. Our big man Luke Roundtree was 3-0 in his first week on air with Swish Sunday, so make sure you tune in as he tries to remain perfect through the remainder of this week and to the NBA playoff push. Our sporting entree of the week is NHL action. With less than a month to play in the regular season, teams are making their playoff pushes, and we're going to look at the Scotia North Division first. Calgary and Vancouver are still in the chase for the fourth and final playoff seed. Montreal currently holds the fourth position, and they are 7 points behind the Oilers in third place. Toronto and Winnipeg sit 1 and 2, and they both have a chance to finish atop of the North. Montreal and Edmonton face off tonight in a crucial matchup. In the Mass Mutual East, this is anyone's division. 5 teams sit within 10 points of each other for the top spot. The Capitals lead the pack with 62 points. The Islanders are just 2 points behind with a game in hand. The Penguins are just a point behind the Islanders with 59 points, and the Boston Bruins are 3 points behind the Penguins, with the Rangers sitting in 5th place with 52 points. Buffalo is also the first team to be mathematically eliminated from the postseason. The Rangers and Islanders go at it tonight in a crucial matchup. In the Discover Central Division, the top 3 teams are separated by just 2 points in the race for the top seed. Carolina leads the way with 62 points. Florida is 1 point back, and Tampa Bay sits in third with 60 points. Nashville currently holds the final playoff seed with 49 points. Chicago has 47 and Dallas has 46. Chicago plays Nashville tonight for a chance to pull into a tie for the final playoff spot. In the Honda West, Colorado and Las Vegas are tied for first place in the West and the league with 64 points apiece. Minnesota is sitting pretty with 57 points. As for the final seed, all 5 teams are within 10 points. Time to start winning and making that final push. The Ducks play the Kings tomorrow night. If the Ducks lose their 3rd straight game, they will be all but eliminated with just 10 games to play. For a dessert this week, we're looking at the PGA, and it is the Zurich Championship, one of my favorite tournaments of the year because of the format. It is a team play format with best ball being played on the 1st and 3rd day and alternate shot being played on day 2 and day 4. After last year's cancellation due to COVID-19, there are 82-man teams in the field this year, with the top top 35 making the cut through the first 36 holes. In proper sports tree fashion, we're going to give you our 3 favorite picks to look out for along with our sleeper pick. Starting with our sleeper pick at 31-1 odds, it's Max Homa and Taylor Gooch. Gooch tied for 5th place at last month's Player Championship, which was his 3rd top 5 finish this season. Max Homa won the Genesis Invitational in February and then had a top 10 finish at the Arnold Palmer Invitational just 2 weeks later. This will be their first time teaming up together, so if they mesh, they could explode to the top. As for our top 3 teams to look out for, the first pairing is Billy Horschel and Sam Burns. 3 years ago, Horschel won this event, and now he gets the chance to become the first player in the tournament's short history to ever win it with 2 separate partners. Burns can crush the driver and has the ability to get hot with the flat stick. He should have some extra juice in his veins, being born and raised in Louisiana and being National Player of the Year at LSU. Our number 2 team to watch out for is Bubba Watson and Scotty Scheffler, coming in at 16-1 odds. Scotty Scheffler, who has risen to 21st in the world rankings, is on the verge of his first career win, I think, very, very soon. And as for Bubba Watson, when he's in the zone, there are few better, so this could be a team to watch all weekend long. And our number 1 team to watch is Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman at 12-1 odds. Smith is coming off a tie for 9th at the RBC Heritage, which was his 3rd top 10 finish through 9 events this year. And he sits 7th in total strokes gained on tour this season. As for Leishman, his tie for 5th at the Masters was his 2nd top 10 result through his last 9 events. Smith won this event back in 2017, and we could be looking at future President Cup teammates here. Smith hits bombs and Leishman mops up around the greens. As for NHL and NBA fantasy up and downs, it is now or never. It is playoff time, so we're going to give you some crucial players to put up and into your lineup. Starting with the NHL, the guy that you have to put up and into your lineup is Mats Zuccarello. He's just 30% owned across all Yahoo fantasy platforms, and he is on a tear right now with 4 goals and an apple in his last 3 games, totaling 4 points. As for our down, it is Braden Shen. He hasn't scored a goal since March 8th, and with just 5 assists since then, it's time to find someone with more production than the struggling Blue. As for the NBA, the guy that you have to put up and into your lineup, courtesy of our big man, is Daniel Gafford. Make sure you tune into the 2nd edition of Swish Sunday to know why. And our down is Lonzo Ball with just 9 points and 9 rebounds in the combined 47 minutes of play his last 2 games. He's not the guard that's going to win you a fantasy championship with single-digit production. As for our MKF play of the day, we're perfect on our last 3 MKF plays of the day. Remember to use the code SPORTSTREE when you sign up for Monkey Knife Fight for a free $50 match deposit bonus. For today's contest, we're going to play a contest of putting up points, and because we can, we're going to use 3 of the best 6 or 7 players in the world. The first being Connor McDavid. He has 7 points in his last 4 games. He plays with another player who's pretty darn good. It's Leon Draisaitl. He has 9 points in his last 6 games, and our final pick is Patrick Kane. He has 7 points in his last 6 outings. For the trivia question on this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap, with the PGA's team tournament teeing off at the Zurich Championship on Thursday, we thought it would be a fair way to give you a trivia question around the world of golf. Which country was golf as we know it today invented in? All you have to do is log on to SportsTree, answer that question, and remember, an upgrade in your subscription is an upgrade in your chance to win up to $15,000 a year and tickets to see your favorite teams. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap. And that's a wrap.